are going to be going from this to this. Hey everyone, in this video I want to show you how to paint a room like this yourself the easy way. Stay tuned. I don't paint houses every day, so I'm assuming you don't either, or you would not be watching this video. It takes a lot of skill to learn to cut around these ceilings, which I'm not saying you can't do it, it'll just take you a long time. So what I like to do is just take this blue painter's tape and just tape along the ceiling here. It gives you a perfectly straight line once you cut in, and you don't have to worry about touching the ceilings either. So I'm going to go around the room, and first thing I'm going to do is take this painter's tape and tape along the ceiling, and I'll show you how to do it. All right, to do this it's pretty simple, but I'm going to show you some techniques I use so the tape doesn't stick to the ceiling and it's easy to peel off. So I'll first rip the tape at a slight angle and start in the corner so the tape doesn't lap in the corner funky. So go ahead and pull out a foot or two. And just come up in your corner, just tuck the tape. So go ahead and pull out a nice little strip, and then go pull it kind of tight, and take your finger and just push it right in that edge, and take your fingernail to seal the very edge, right where your cut line is going to be. If you look at this closely, you can even pull down this lip, because you don't want to go through and seal this whole piece. So that way, when you pull off the tape later, it's not stuck super hard to the ceiling paint, because it may rip the ceiling paint off. A tip while you're taping along the ceiling is, instead of ripping the tape, if you can, just let it hang like that. When you go to do your next section, you can just lift it up, tape it, and keep doing the same process along the wall till you get to the corner. Then the corner, you have to stop a little prematurely, just like this, to rip it, because you gotta take a little piece to connect it, because you gotta rip it to length. So it's way easier to do that with a 4-inch piece other than a whole strip. So as you can see, the corners are nice and sharp. In case you're wondering, this room's a 12 by 13. And if you look around the edge here, I'm already done. That only took about 15 minutes to do. So now that that's all cut in, I'm going to go through and mix up my paint really well. I like to stir my paint for about 1 hour straight, and then it'll be all blended, ready to go. I'm kidding, I would never do that for 1 hour straight. But you do want to stir your paint up really well. Give it a good 5-minute stir and it should be good to go. Before I stir it, I like to do this just to help mix it up first. Oh yeah, it gives you a good workout, and I tell you what, if you want to, go do a couple upright rows, right like this. Gives you a good shoulder burn, build some muscle, then get back to mixing, right like that. Something I like to do is use a container I can seal back up like a Tupperware. So that way, whenever you're done cutting a room, you can just seal it up with a lid, and it can sit in there for as long as you want without having to worry about it drying out. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start cutting up in this corner. And the key is, you don't have to put a ton on your brush when you go against that tape. It's natural to think, hey, I got tape up there, and put a ton on your brush, which it's no big deal, but what I'd recommend doing is just going lightly right up against that edge. So you can still kind of cut it in, because that way, if you get too much paint against that tape, it could seep back through. So I would recommend just going through and lightly cutting right along that tape first. After you get a light cut against that tape, then you can go through and make it a little wider here, about the width of the brush. Then while I'm up here in this corner, I'll go ahead and start cutting in this corner too. With these corners, you don't have to be super particular, just kind of get a nice heavy amount on your brush, and then kind of thin it out as you go. You just got to be careful when you're right along this edge against the ceiling, you don't touch your hand that may have paint on it or your brush that may have paint on it, because you could potentially get paint on the ceiling, and then you're going to be mad and screaming and yelling, and you'll start throwing stuff and people will think you're crazy. So now I'm going to go through the whole room and cut along the ceiling where the tape is and hit every corner of the room just like this, so that way when we go to rolling, after the rolling's done, we'll be done. Now that we got the ceilings cut in, the corners cut in, it's time to go through with a roller and start rolling these walls. Pour it into my 18-inch pan, and I'm going to be using this 18-inch roller, and you can use a 9-inch roller if you don't feel strong enough to do an 18-inch roller, but that is totally personal preference. Using this, it's faster, but it isn't the only way. All right, I'm going to pour this paint into this 18-inch tray and get started. We're going to go ahead and start on this wall right here. So this has already been prepped. All the dust has been vacuumed off of it, and it's ready to go. So if you're painting a room that's already painted, go through and make sure you have all the nail holes patched and any kind of imperfection in the drywall straightened out before you start painting, because you don't want those imperfections in that wall, and now's the time to do it. All right, the first thing you're going to want to do is get paint on your roller. All right, once you got your roller saturated with paint, go ahead and start on the wall right like this. You want to do nice and even strokes. And what you don't want to do is take your roller and jam it in this corner to try to get as close as you can. What I like to do is roll sideways into that corner, so when you hit that other wall, it doesn't scrape it. So it's almost like you're cutting in again with the roller. So I can go through, kind of cut in that edge right like that, and then continue back to rolling in a nice, even fashion like this. If you're painting a new constructed house, this paper on the drywall is torn where they cut it with the little Rotozip. So if you look here, there's a bunch of little frays. So what I like to do is just stay a little bit away from it so I don't pick up any of this junk here and get in your paint. The trim that most people use is at least 2 1/4. Some of it's 3 1/4. So you got plenty of room here to paint up to. So just a little tip, stay out of this cut paper. All right guys, as you can see, I got all the walls painted with the roller and cut in. So I'm not gonna put a second coat on until this dries for at least 24 hours. What I'm gonna do is remove all this tape off the wall now while the paint's still kind of wet. So that way I have less risk of the tape pulling the paint off the wall. So that's another little tip. So take the tape off while the paint's still kind of wet. All right, so pick a corner, any corner, and start peeling that tape off. And there's actually a technique to that as well. Go ahead and get your fingernail under the edge of the tape. I'm gonna bring this camera a little closer. So when you grab this tape, don't pull it straight down like this. You wanna angle it back and kind of away from the wall at the same time. Just start peeling it off slow, right like that. Once you get it started, you can actually pull it down from the floor in one long big strip. This is the results from using tape. You get a nice crisp straight line. So I'm sure that some people that paint every day can cut in walls like that. But for us that don't paint every day, I think tape is the way to go, baby. All right, I got all the walls painted with the rollers. So what I like to do if I'm waiting to go prepare the next room for paint, or if I'm calling it a day, I'll take my roller off from the stick and I'll store the pan and the roller in a bag like this. That way you don't have to worry about your roller drying out until you're ready for it. If you're going to be painting tomorrow or the next day, it's okay to go ahead and store your paintbrush in a bag like this. It'll hold overnight or a few days with no problem. You don't have to worry about washing it off and all that. But if you're going to be a week or so until you paint again, I'd go ahead and just clean off your paintbrush, get a new roller or clean off the roller that you were using and continue the painting process. So with this room, I'll let it dry, like I said, for 24 hours, come back through, touch up along the very top if there's some spots that look kind of light that need a little more paint with the brush, then go through and paint another coat, maybe another one on top of that, so that way we make sure we have a nice gray wall. And in case people were wondering, this was Valspar paint in the colors called Sleek Gray. So if you really like that color, they have it at Lowe's. I don't know if Home Depot, I don't think Home Depot has Valspar. But be sure to subscribe to this channel and like this video if you found any value. And you can follow my vlog of me building the house. And I will see you in the next video. See you later.